Hello, so thought it was about time I made another pickups video and showed you some of the deals and items I've picked up over the last month. So as usual I picked up some Game Boy Advance games, and probably the easiest thing for me to do is just to show some gameplay footage of each of these. I didn't pay too much for any of them, they're all between £2 and £4. I did pay a bit extra for this one. This is Mega Man and Bass by Capcom. It's quite a desirable game. I found it on eBay for £8, it was a buy it now, so I went ahead and got that. I thought it was quite a good deal. Usually it goes for a bit more than that, so yeah, it's not in the best condition. The label's a little messed up, you can see it's a little worn, it's got a bit of a rip down there, but otherwise it's a pretty good little platform game. The next one I got was Pitfall: The Lost Expedition, and this is really good. I highly recommend anyone that's got a GBA picks this one up. Just make sure you get the Lost Expedition. There is another Pitfall game, I don't think it's quite as good as this one, but yeah, very good platform type game with a whole bunch of different gameplay styles in it, so highly recommend that. I've already completed this one, very good. The next one here is Extreme Ghostbusters Code Ecto-1, and this is based on the cartoon, I think. It's a platform type game. The only thing that lets this down is it doesn't have save games. It's a password type of save system, which I really hate. The next one is Castleween, and again it's a platform type game. I've not played this too much, but from what I have played it looks really nice. I'll get some time to play this later, but yeah, quite a nice little platformer. Next up I got Pinball Advance, and again, very good pinball game for the GBA. The only thing that lets this down is the scoreboard sits right on top of the flipper, so it makes it quite difficult to play, but otherwise quite a good pinball game. And finally I got Tetris World, so not a lot I can say about that. I think everyone knows what this is. It's basically a collection of different Tetris games on one cartridge. So the best deal that I got and my main pickup is this, and it's the Nintendo 3DS. And this is actually what I used to record the first part of this video on, because it's got a little forward-facing camera on it, so I thought I'd test that out. But yeah, I'd been after one of these for a couple of months now, and I kept trying out the demo unit in store, and I thought it looked really cool, so I ended up picking this up. But being the thrifty bastard that I am, I didn't actually pay any money for this. What I did is I took full advantage of the recent Gamestation trade-in deal that they had, And to cut a long story short, basically what they were doing was for every 3 games you traded in, they were giving you an extra £10 in store credit. So it could be any games at all, like old games, as long as they were current gen. It could be any game, like old FIFA games and old sports games, it didn't matter. So what I did was I went through my whole collection and took out all the doubles, all the games I had no interest in ever playing again, and yeah, I traded those in. And because I'm a bit geeky and I know exactly how much I paid for my games, even like from years back, I keep the receipts and everything in the boxes. I worked out that I'd spent a total of like £51 on these games that I was trading in, and Gamestation gave me in store credit £170, so I was really happy with that. What I did is I ended up picking this up. I got the 3DS, which is here. It's a really nice console. I'm very, very happy with this. So I got the 3DS, and I got a couple of games and a couple of accessories as well. So I picked up the Circle Pad Pro, or Circle Pad Ugly, as some people like to call it, because it is a really ugly looking peripheral. Here you can see it's got the extra analog stick, so you can play games like Resident Evil and first person shooter type games. It looks really ugly, but it adds a lot of functionality to your console, and it is a really nice peripheral. So I recommend picking that up if you've got a 3DS. So I also picked up some games to go with it, and one of the ones I got with the remaining store credit was this. It's Ridge Racer 3D, and this is more or less just a port of the PlayStation game, but it's now got 3D visuals, and it looks and plays great. I've had a lot of fun playing this one so far. I think that was like £10, but I didn't actually pay any money for it because it was in store credit. So the next game I got was Blaze Blue, and I got this from eBay for £12 used. And it's a really good fighting game, but there are a couple of things that can bother me about it. One of them is you can't use the analog stick to control your character. You can only use the D-pad. And the other one is it uses a permanent save file, so I can't actually delete the previous owner's save game, which is really annoying. Apparently there was some idea that developers had to try and stop people from buying and selling used games, but there are a couple of workarounds for it, and I've ordered a device from China to hopefully solve that problem. I'll maybe do a video on that in future. So next up I got a copy of Ace Combat Assault Horizon, and I got this for £10 brand new from Amazon, and this is basically a 3D arcade style flight simulator, and it's a lot of fun. The 3D effect works really well on it, and the controls are spot on. A lot of the Ace Combat games tend to have really good controls, and this is definitely one of them. I've had a lot of fun playing this. I've probably put about 3-4 hours into it so far, and yeah, a lot of fun. Highly recommend picking this up if you've got a 3DS and you like your arcade style flight simulators. So I picked up a copy of Sonic Generations, and this is a really nice looking game. The only problem I find with it is that because you're running through the levels so quickly, you don't actually get to see much of them. But when you do stop and have a look around, you get to see the likes of Green Hill Zone and all the classic zones in 3D, and they look really, really nice. Not put a whole lot of time into this one yet. I've probably played about half an hour of it. I've mostly been playing Ace Combat and Dead or Alive on the system so far. But yeah, very good game. I paid $7.99 for this. I got some discount and a couple of store credit things to use, so got a good deal on that anyway. Final one here I got was Shinobi, and this is a 2.5D platform type game in 3D, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't really like this game, to be honest. There's nothing wrong with it, it's a bit boring, and the controls didn't seem to natural to me. They felt a bit off, so I'll probably end up trading or selling this one on and buying something else. So yeah, I can't really recommend that one. I'm a big fan of the original Shinobi games on the Mega Drive, but this one was a bit of a disappointment to me. Looks nice and everything, but just plays a bit rubbish. So yeah, that was all the 3DS stuff I got there. Oh, I also got one of these to keep my games in, and it's one of those, I've got the box for it just here. It's one of these Hori official Nintendo 3DS game holder things, and yeah, this just lets you keep all your games in a nice little package like this. Just pop it open and show you. So I've got my 3DS games in the front there. In the back I've got my regular DS games, and my Ace card and my R4 for my DS. So yeah, that's just a handy little way to store all your games. But really happy with the 3DS I got there. I basically got most of that stuff for free, and I really like this console. I think it's great. Very happy with it. Highly recommend it. I might do a separate video on it, I might not. I'll see how it goes, but yeah, that was the best deal I got there. So moving on to some of the retro games I got, and I've got a stack of PS1 games here. These were all 49p each, so they were really cheap. They're not in the best condition. Most of them are either missing their inlays, or the boxes are damaged, or the discs are not the right ones, but for 49p I wasn't too bothered. So the first one here is Heart of Darkness, and this is a platform game, and I don't know if you can see that too well. It looks really nice. It's a very nice looking game. It's very challenging though. I was playing it the other night on the PS3. It's a lot of fun, but very difficult. Next one here is WrestleMania, the arcade game, and this one was complete and everything. I'm not a huge wrestling fan, but I thought it might be fun to try out anyway. It's just your standard wrestling type game here. So I've got that. Next one is Apocalypse. This one is totally beaten up. It's missing the inlay, and it's all messed up, but yeah, this is a very, kind of an interesting game. This is a game starring Bruce Willis. It's not a movie tie-in, it's just a game starring Bruce Willis. He does the voice acting, and I think the character's based on him as well. It's kind of like a top-down isometric type of shooter, kind of a Robotron feel to it. And I've actually got a proper, complete and mint condition copy of this in my own collection, but I thought for 49p I should probably pick this one up. I'll end up bundling that off with one of the consoles, I think. Feel the burn, kid! Hit the deck! Eat him up! Final Doom. I thought this was going to be quite a nice find. 49p. I thought it was like a special edition or something. It says it contains all the different levels and whatnot. Got it home, opened it up, and it's just got the regular Doom disc in it. It's not even the regular one, it's the best of, so a little disappointed with that, but whatever. Still 49p. And finally we've got X-Men 2 Mutant Academy, and I thought this looked kind of fun. It's probably not very good, you can see that too well. Just your standard X-Men type of fighting game for the PS1. I think this is missing something. No, it's complete. That's good. But yeah, I thought that was kind of fun to pick up for 49p. The way I look at these kind of cheap games is that, I mean, if you're in an arcade, how much would you pay to get a couple of credits on a machine? So yeah, you're paying 49p to actually own a game, and you can always trade it off if you don't like it. So that was the PS1 games that I got. So one of the peripherals I picked up was this. It's the Renegade Edition DJ Hero deck for the 360, and I got this so I could play DJ Hero 1 and 2. I think I showed these in my last pickup video. I got this for like a £1 and this one for £3, so I wanted to be able to play it on the 360. I did have it for the PS3 already, but I traded those in to pay for the 3DS. This is the old turntable for the PS3 here. You can see it's the standard edition, so it's got plastic buttons, and this is silver, and yeah, this is just the kind of standard edition. This one is the Renegade Edition, and it's meant to be like the kind of bling version of the peripheral. You can see it's got a nice piano black finish to it, and this has got like this is all gold around here. The feet are gold, and even these are made of metal. These the FX dial there and the crossfader, so they feel really nice to use, and it looks it looks kind of cheesy. I only paid, I think it was £4 I paid for it, and then it was £5 postage on top of it, so £9 really. But yeah, I got this on eBay. I thought it was a really good deal, and it looks really cheesy in the pictures and the auction listing, and I thought, yeah, I definitely need to pick that up. But in real life, it actually looks, I don't know, quite good quality. It looks pretty cool, and it's actually a lot nicer to play on because of these metal buttons. But yeah, really happy to pick that up. Another 360 related item I found was this, and it's the official Mass Effect Prima Strategy Guide, and I got this in a charity shop for £1.15, and that's a really good price because usually this sells on Amazon anywhere between £40 and £60. You can find it on eBay for between 20 and 30 in good condition, so to find this for £1.15 was a really good deal, I think. It's in nice condition, it's complete, it even has the poster in the back there. It's never been removed from the spine, so yeah, very happy to get that, because I also picked this up, and it's the first Mass Effect, and it's the collector's edition for the 360. Comes in its sleeve. The sleeve's a little messed up, but I'm not too bothered about that. It comes with the tin and the game and everything's in there. You get 2 discs, you get a bonus disc, and there's also an art book and a few other bits and pieces in the back there. But I got that for £8, so that again is a really good deal. Usually that sells for anywhere between £15 and £30 on eBay, so to get these both together for under £10 is a really good deal. So looking forward to playing through that. People have said not to jump ahead and play Mass Effect 2 or 3, you need to play the first one, so that's what I'm going to do. So the final item I got was this, and it was a faulty console I got from eBay. It's a Nokia N-Gage QD, and this was a buy it now at £8.50, which is a really low price for a QD, but the only problem that was listed with it was that it couldn't connect to a network, it couldn't get any signal. But to be honest, it's not as if I'm ever going to be using this as a phone anyway, so I wasn't too bothered about that. When it got delivered, it was in really nice condition. The only problem was this rubber band thing that goes around the outside had come off and was missing, but I had a spare one of those anyway, and that's kind of a common problem with these Nokia QDs. But other than that, it's perfectly fine, it works fine, the games run on it and everything, so yeah, to get a Nokia N-Gage QD for under 10 quid is a really good bargain, and yeah, I was happy to get hold of this. Not too sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I might sell it on or trade it or something, but I'll see. But otherwise I was pretty happy to get it anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much all the pickups I've got for the last few weeks. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.